Miami Dolphins 3-game winning streak, dominating the New England Patriots. We're going to look deeper into what happened yesterday, kind of look at the team in a whole, look at the three teams that are ahead of the Dolphins in the playoff race, and who we should be rooting for tonight, as well as a huge announcement. What is up, Finn fans? I have an absolute banger of a video for you guys today, but first and foremost, I want to say something. I want to sit here and I want to say something to you guys. We did it. We broke 50,000 subscribers, and that is absolutely bananas in pajamas, because I started yesterday's stream with a little less than 100 to go, and we broke that 100 in a day, and I am past 50,000 subscribers. Absolutely crazy. Halfway to getting a plaque. I think I get a plaque at 100,000, which is just nuts. I can't thank there's so many people I'd like to thank, but first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for not only watching my content, not only supporting it, whether it's through Patreons, donations, memberships. You guys are amazing and made me doing this more enjoyable. Because, yeah, the team sucked at the beginning of the year and the team sucked at the end of last year, and I was here for horrible seasons. I was here for 2019 doing this. I started this channel in 2018. I've been here for a while. I've been a Dolphin fan since 1993, so I've seen the ups and downs. But coming on here, being able to take my degree in media and put it with my love of the Dolphins, and have you guys comment and meet you in public and say such nice things to me about how I help you in certain aspects, makes all of this like so much better. Like you guys have absolutely no idea. So I cannot thank you guys enough for helping this channel break 50,000 subscribers. That is incredible. I had my first ever live stream covering the draft back in 2018. I had like 40 people in there. I now have 50,000 subscribers. And I will never ask for anything from you guys outside of just watching and commenting. And if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, because that's all I care about. Interaction. Hey, Doug, you kind of messed up on this. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, Doug, I disagree. I think this. Tell me why. Hey, Doug, love what you do here. Hey, Doug, you ever think of doing this? And a lot of the stuff you guys tell me, hey, you ever think of doing this? Or you should add this sound, or you should do this. I do it because this is yours as much as it's mine. Because without you, I'm nobody. I wrote down names of people that have helped me when it comes to beat writers, and the fact that I have a connection with a good amount of these beat writers, and the fact that they don't like kind of look down at me as just some guy, means the world to me, and has honestly helped me continue to grow into who I am today. And I want to make sure, I literally was like, I don't want to miss any of these guys that are very important. Travis Wingfield, Jordan Schultz, Omar Kelly, Adam Beasley, Joe Shad, Cameron Wolf, David Fiorenes, Alan Poupart, Big O, Chris Perkins, Zach Krantz, Brandon Tobin, Seth Levis, OJ McDuffie, Daniel Awufusi, hope I got your name, Marcel Louis Jacques, Alex Dono, and Barry Jackson. I have been able to talk to, or at least work with in some capacity, to, I would say, 95% of the people I put on this list, and they all have helped me mold into the person you kind of see here today, because I've learned from them. I've taken what I know when it comes to social media, when it comes to my bachelor's degree in film, audio, and all that stuff, and my knowledge of football, but also learned from these guys to as well take what I know and learn from them. So I cannot thank you guys enough. I am getting mushy on here, but to me, breaking 50,000 subscribers is just nuts. Is just absolutely nuts. And I can't thank you guys enough. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Bigger and better things are on the horizon, up and up. You got some things maybe even planned for this week that are going to blow your socks off. So again, we can only go up from here, and let's continue to grow. And hopefully soon, by this time next year, I'm breaking 100,000 and I get that plaque that I can put somewhere behind me. So again, love you guys and girls. I call everyone guys, but I love every single one of you. And thank you for giving me the chance and following me and listening to my big dumb face. Well, let's jump into the content. Now, today we are going to talk about the game, but also kind of the team, where we stand. We're going to look at the playoff standings. We're going to look at who they're facing, because I wrote down, we'll look at it, but I also wrote down the Ravens, Chargers, and Broncos rest of the schedule. They're not easy. So to sit here and say, oh, the Dolphins are definitely not making the playoffs because look at the Ravens chart. Not necessarily, especially watching the Texans lose to the Titans, and especially watching Washington lose to the Cowboys. Nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. So we will look at all that stuff, but we're working with them because I really like what they do. So looking at this team, the last 5 games since Tua Tagovailoa has come back from his concussion, he has 1,277 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, only 1 interception, a 77% completion percentage, and a passer rating of 116.2. After coming back from his concussion, Tua is playing like a completely different man, and I'm here for it, and I love it. If this team can take what they did for the past few years and just flip it on its head, the sky is the limit. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, not saying that it will happen, but keep playing the way you're playing and keep playing hard. Tua and Lamar Jackson are the only 2 quarterbacks who have thrown a touchdown in 10 straight starts. Also, Tua Tagovailoa is 7-0 versus the New England Patriots. The only other active, and I'll put like active because it's not really a quarterback with an undefeated record against an opponent, is Jimmy Garoppolo versus the LA Rams. He is 8-0. And I think overall he's second to John Elway when it comes to records versus an opponent. I think John Elway is like 10-0 versus a team, and Tua is now 7-0 versus the Patriots. Tua has 4 career games of 4 or more touchdowns, second to Dan Marino, who has like 20-something. But Dan Marino also has been playing longer. He's on his 5th year. So that's your Tua stats. Sealer in yesterday's game was number 6 so far in pass rush win rate out of defensive tackles, and Chop Robinson is number 1 out of pass rushers in pass rush win rate against the Patriots in week 12. This pass rush and this defense is starting to wake up, and we're starting to see, as the season's going on, as Chop is working with Bradley Chubb, as Chop is working with Teron Armstead and kind of getting his skills and understanding what he needs to do, he's really getting after the quarterback. Now, I wrote down, because I was watching the highlights, I wrote down a play that I'm probably going to look at when I do the film breakdown for tomorrow. End of the third quarter, the 3rd and 9 play, if you want to go back and watch it. Chop Robinson, watch what happens. He gets hands in his face. No flag there. That man is getting, like, I don't know if it's because he's a rookie. One of you guys in the live stream said this. Is it could be because he's a rookie? That's a possibility. But, like, he is not getting any calls. Like, he's getting held like crazy. He's getting hands to the face. Nothing getting called. But he is still coming off and doing really well. And if he consistently keeps doing this well, it's going to help. We're going to face teams that don't have great offensive lines, like the Jets and all these other teams. So he might be able to rack up some of these sacks and maybe finish the season with 8 or more sacks. Right now he's at, I think, 3.5. So we'll see how he continues going. But I'm loving what I'm seeing from the pass rush. I'm not loving what I'm seeing from the safeties, preferably Jordan Poyer. There's a huge miscommunication yesterday that allowed that Hooper touchdown, which we will look at in the film breakdown, where kind of Cater Kohu ran into his own guy, and there's miscommunication, and Hooper kept running, and then the safeties weren't there. It was just a hot mess express. One of the few There wasn't a lot of bad plays in yesterday's game, but we will look at them. You guys wanted a film breakdown. I will give you what you guys want. Again, you guys are amazing for helping me break to 50K. So you will get a film breakdown as well as some other stuff. I got a lot planned for this weekend. I only got 3 days to do it. So got a lot to talk about. Tua also, in his presser afterwards, I'm going to pop it up so you can see what I'm talking about. He said, I am excited to kill narratives. Let's go. Bring it on. When he talks about playing in Green Bay in the cold weather this week on Thursday. Now, it's going to be cold. It's going to be about 20-something degrees. So this is the game. Like, at this point, yes, I'm going to do a film breakdown, but I'm mentally already onto the Packers, because this game will change everything, especially for me and my expectations and my thought process on the game or on the season. If the Dolphins can go out and beat the Packers, who are playing really well, they just destroyed the 49ers, and I get that the 49ers are beat to hell, but if the Dolphins can go into Lambeau and win that game, I will think this is a playoff team and we're going to win our first playoff game, because they did something. You know, the Texans aren't as good as the Packers are, and the 49ers definitely aren't as good as the Packers are. So if we could beat them, we could definitely run the table, get to 11 wins, and definitely get a playoff spot. So this Thursday's game is going to be huge, especially to change those narratives, like Tua Tagovailoa was said. So this is in the locker room after the game, and a lot of great things were said here, especially from the biggest voice in the locker room, Calais Campbell.
It's been a tough season for us, but what it's made us is stronger and a better team together. And we're about to go on a small local television game on Thursday night. No, wait, it is the game of national televised games, Thursday night football, Thanksgiving. So it's cool. Very proud of this game. Enjoy it for tonight.
Just tonight.
Yes, we checked that box. That was the expectation. Like, we're flexing right now on who we are. Okay, and that's when you find out. Not when everything's good, but when teams go through tough.
That's Isaiah Wynn. Let's hope and pray we see him.
Times, and we've responded exactly like I thought we would.
It's a good fucking feeling, but it don't mean nothing if we don't get this next one. This next one's everything. It's mental fucking toughness. Thanksgiving football, prime time. We need this. We need this one. Whatever it takes. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Exactly, Calais. Exactly. This feels great. We blew them out. We've won 3 straight. This is all gravy. We love every minute of it. It means nothing if we lose to the Green Bay Packers. National TV. Last time we were on national TV, our defense did their job and they shut down the Rams, who actually scored a few points against the Eagles. They didn't win, but they still had their offense moving around. This game will mean nothing, bupkis, if we can't win this game. So now let's look at the playoffs and kind of what we're looking at in the aspect of who to win, who to lose. So I have the Ravens here kind of highlighted. That's who I think is going to win, not necessarily who we should win. So the Ravens' remaining schedule is Eagles, bye, Giants, Steelers, Texans, Browns. Now, what Texans team is going to show up? Because the Texans team that just faced the Tennessee Titans was hot garbage. The Browns team, what Browns team is going to show up? A Browns team can come in here that beat the Steelers and also beat the Ravens. Same thing with the Steelers, same thing with the Eagles. So when you look at their last 6 games, 4 of them could be against good opponents. And then you got the Giants, right? So they're going to definitely win against the Giants. So there's that. Then you got the Chargers. You got the Falcons, Chiefs, Bucks, Broncos, Pats, Raiders. So with the Chargers, their next few games are against Falcons that aren't good, Chiefs good, Bucks good, Broncos are the other team we're dealing with, Pats, Raiders. So again, Ravens have a possibility of facing 4 good teams. The Chargers have a possibility of facing 3 good teams. Then you have the Broncos, who are facing the Browns next week. Then they have a bye. Then they face the Colts, Colts, Chargers. They don't face themselves. Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Chiefs. The Broncos have a hard remaining schedule. Now, the Chiefs, probably going to rest their starters. Bengals, will they still be in it? They'll still fight hard. They have to face the Chargers, who at that point, again, fighting to get that spot. The Colts, kind of a little surprising against the Lions today, and then they got the Browns. We don't know what the Browns are. So to say that this season's over and we're because again, this is what I think will happen. We come here to the standings. We're now at number 8. To look at these and say, oh, we're 2 games out. This is over. They are all facing good teams. The Dolphins just have to take care of business. Now, when it comes to draft order, we're sitting now at 14. So we went from what? I think we went from like 6 or 8 to 10 to now to 14. We keep winning. I don't give a crap about draft picks. So again, looking at next week, I think the Lions will beat them. I think the Cowboys will beat the Giants. Dolphins need to beat the Packers. We're going with that. You got Chiefs will beat the Raiders. You got Seattle will beat the Jets. I thought it was the other way around, but I really like the way Seattle's playing. This is an enigma. We'll get to that in a second. Houston should beat the Jaguars. We'll see how that goes. I think Minnesota beats Arizona. I think Indy beats New England. I think Washington beats Tennessee, even though both of these teams kind of played iffy throughout the stretch. I think the Steelers beat the Bengals. That could change. I think Tampa beats them. I'm going to say Rams beat them. I like the way the Rams played. This is a hard one. I think the Bills win this one. I don't like the way the 49ers are playing, so the Bills are going to go off to a hard, they're going to take off, possibly get that number 1 seed from the Kansas City Chiefs, and then this one's happening. So, say they lose, and they lose. Then the Dolphins are 1 game out. I don't see this as a possibility, but again, the Broncos it was a close game against the Raiders. It wasn't until Gardner Minshew went out with a broken collarbone. This was a very close game, close to about 3 points, so this isn't out of the realm of possibility. Cleveland can go in there, especially with Deshaun Watson, and beat them, but I don't see it happening. This one, on the other hand, this is probably more likely, but what is going on with the Falcons? Which Falcons team is going to show up? So again, we'll be sitting there at 2 wins. We just got to keep winning. So let's reset. Before we get out of here, let's run the simulation for the whole thing. Let's see what PFN thinks is going to happen with the rest of the season when it comes to the playoff standings. They got the Miami Dolphins overtaking the Chargers, getting that number 7 seed. I'll take that. They have us going 9-8. They have us losing to the Jets week 18. Is that because we're resting our starters? Week 17, they have us beating the Browns. They have us losing to the 49ers, have us beating the Texans, have us beating the Jets, and have us beating the Packers. So that math isn't mathing for me. Oh, they have us losing to the 49ers. I don't see this happening. So if I'm them, this is what I do. And then in that case, look, we get the number 6 seed, and who we're facing? We're facing the Houston Texans again. Hello. But yeah, just to give you an idea, again, for me, you want to root for the Ravens to win tonight because their schedule looks a little harder than the Chargers, but not by much. But again, any given Sunday, anything could happen. So I'm rooting for the Ravens to win tonight, but I also think that the Ravens are going to win tonight. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of what happened in yesterday's game. Let me know what you think of the chances of the Dolphins going forward. Again, I can't thank you guys enough. To the subscribers, to everyone I work with, Zach Krantz, Dolphins Talk. I don't want to go too far into naming people because I'm going to miss some people, but those are 2 guys that I do a collab with, especially Krantz's Corner. Love working with them. It's on the radio some weeks. Absolutely love working with Zach Krantz and Mike. All the beat writers that I've talked to. Omar Kelly I've worked with a lot. A ton of guys. I will address everyone on Twitter as well. Everyone that I've worked with in general, I've collabed with, AFC East Roundtable. I love all of those guys. I'm so proud to be a part of that in some capacity. Love all you guys, and thank you so much for helping me break 50K again. But without rambling on anymore, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. FN's out.